Okay, so we're starting to get this car ready for scrap. Actually, to be honest, we're finishing getting ready this car for scrap. My buddy Mark ran this car in Barrie, and we've stolen parts off it already. But some weird things happened to this car that I haven't really seen happen to a lot of Cavaliers that are actually worth mentioning. Now, if you take a look, the whole rear frame here, it looks like it was in fantastic shape. Like, it actually looks like it had like rhino lining on it or undercoating of some kind. But it actually bent so bad that it actually ripped away from the floor. That's pretty impressive. I do have to admit that. So he actually didn't bend the rear axle, which is what I usually do. But he actually ripped it right out of here. So every time that the axle had an immense amount of force, I bet you it would bend here and save this rear axle. But that is one spot that I was kind of intrigued about. Is why did it bend there? What made it cause it to bend there? If you look at the other side, it's sort of the same, but it did not rip away from the frame on the other side. Yes, the floor did come up in this car quite a bit. So I'm looking at taking all these spindles apart because they have an aluminum spindle Grand Am that I'm starting to take parts off for. The passenger side, he broke a tie rod. Everything is straight over there. Now, on the driver's side, he did a pretty weird job to this tie rod. So, when I reinforce the tie rods, I usually only reinforce this here. I don't usually touch this. Now, Mark told me this was a brand new tie rod. So, I don't know if this thing here is a cheaper manufacturer one that is not like the stock ones, but it did a wicked bend where I wouldn't have even reinforced that part if it was me. So, it's a pretty weird break that I think. So there you go for that. Now the other thing that I find, usually when I bend a K-frame, the K-frame comes out. I can't see very well. There you go. But if you take a look right back here, the K-frame kinked and the whole inside iron came into the transmission and put a hole in the side of the transmission. So I don't know what happened, but he must have got hit some hard here in the driver's side because it pushed everything in. Like the strut's not bent, but the strut is right into the frame, which is really weird. I don't really do this. If my cars go, they usually bend out. They don't bend in. So I'm going to look into this a little bit more and see why this car bent like that. Because even in the Pro Minis, that's not even a place that I reinforce is right there. So why did it do that? What made it do that? Is there a way that I can see if this is going to happen again or not? But, again, I didn't build this car. All I did was help repair it after its first or second run to go back into the ring for its third run. So that way that, I don't really know what was done in the building processes. But realistically, I don't think that could be anything that could be changed. Unless you change the K-frame, right? Like I'm saying, like how the car is built is not going to change how that piece right there is going to bend. But it looks fine, to be honest. Like it doesn't even look like it's really pushed in, but I bet you it's pushed in almost 2 inches. But yeah, so that's the review of Mark's 454 car.